Hi, 7th and 8th graders. It's good to see you today. Our class meeting today is about name calling and tearing one another down. A topic that often makes me sad. That this is a route that sometimes we as human beings, not just 7th and 8th graders, adults, high schoolers, just a route that sometimes we choose to do as human beings. So our goal today in our class meetings is to examine how being put down or being called names, whether it's in person, whether it's behind your back, whether it's on social media, how does that make you feel? And then after that, our next goal is then to identify times where maybe you have been the person to call names or tear someone down, and how did that make them feel? So those are the things that we are really going to explore and examine today. And I asked that you all really take this seriously and really dig deep, because there are people hurting in our hallways because of things that are being said, because of things that are being Snapchatted out, because of things that people are calling them. So I really ask that everybody stops, looks inside themselves, and takes this class meeting very serious. I heard a quote today from a student who I will not name, but the student said this: "There are people who will treat you well and be your friend, but they will run over you or exploit your weaknesses at their first opportunity." And I was talking to Mrs. Pulver about this, and I said, why, Mrs. Pulver, would somebody who is supposed to be your friend exploit your weaknesses? And Mrs. Pulver says to me, "Sarah, it's human nature." And she's right. It is human nature. We can't help but notice things. It's human nature sometimes when we're hurting to hurt someone else. It's human nature sometimes for us to say mean things to take the focus off of us, or to make ourselves feel better, or make ourselves look better. But I also think that even though it's human nature, that's not an excuse. I think that we can have thoughts in our heads about other people. We can be angry at other people. We can maybe not like someone or want them to be our friends. We can have those thoughts. But I also think that we can stop them, the hurting words, from coming out of our mouth, from putting them online. Why do we tear each other down? I've seen screenshots of Snapchats or messages calling each other whores and hoes and awful things that I can't believe that someone would say to another person. And I know that it hurts. So why do we choose to call each other names? Why do we choose to tear one another down? How is that helping us? I don't understand. So today we have a couple activities that you're going to do, and your teachers have the directions for that. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to write down all of the names that you have been called on the top half of your sheet. All of any names that you've been called. You don't have to censor them. If you've been called it, write it down. And then on the bottom, after you've had time to write down the names that you've been called, I want you to write down the feelings that have went with being called those names. So that's your first thing. Then the next part, the teachers are going to hand out a one-person many roles worksheet, and you're going to take time to fill that out and discuss that. Next week, as junior high, we are going to continue with this lesson in a different way, okay? So I'm going to sign off, Eighth graders, just a reminder to you, tomorrow at 12 o'clock you will load a bus to head out to Reality Store to play a real life game of life. All right. Thank you.